Hey guys, so I thought I would do my little extended version for today. Like I said, there won't be one of these tomorrow. I'm going to try to do a daily update in the morning before we leave. But tomorrow is Pensacon, and I'm going to go meet DDP in person and have him sign my book, which I'm so excited about. Um, Now, I am someone who's very particular on books I read. And I like certain kinds of like flows and that kind of thing. And his book is totally different than that. His book is very much written just like he talks. Like it's like he's having a conversation with you. It's like he's just standing there talking to you. And it's cool. It's just something I have to get used to. So I've been reading the book. I hadn't been able to really sit down and read it because we had so much going on in the house and all. But I highlighted a couple of things in here that I thought maybe might help other people. As far as like just something to think about if you're looking into weight loss, and especially if you're going to do DDP yoga and or buy his book. The book that I have is Positively Unstoppable: The Art of Owning It. It's his newest book. He does have other books out. The foreword, and this really is the honest thing from what I can see from the videos. I mean, this guy, he's a former wrestler. If you're not familiar with who DDP is, this is a program he came up with because he was having so much pain from being a wrestler. And everyone's like, oh, wrestling's fake and wrestling's fake. And, in here, I like the way he phrases it. He goes, no, wrestling's not fake. It's predetermined. Gravity isn't fake. So, although, yes, they know who's going to win and they practice doing what they're supposed to be doing to have that person win to some extent, when they jump, when they do all these different things, they really are doing those things. That part is not fake. Like, that is not at all fake. They're still hitting that ground and hitting that, when they're thrown over the side of the ring onto the cement floor below, they really do that. And back in the very early days of wrestling, which I don't know, I guess they were still doing it when DDP was wrestling, they used to cut themselves with razors and stuff like that during certain matches. So, I mean, they put their bodies through hell. And so it's not surprising that he would have an injury and that it would affect his daily life and his ability to function and things like that. So, I mean, he came up with this program, and one of the things I like is the foreword is written by Mick Foley. And Mick Foley's had a bunch of different names, Cactus Jack, stuff like that, as a wrestler. I actually got to meet Mick Foley years ago. Gosh. Well, I know it was before 2000. It was well before 2007. I want to say it was around 2005, 2006. Great guy, like just really salt of the earth, nice guy. One of those guys that you think, man, I could be friends with this dude. And it's just, that was the first thing I thought. And then the way Mick Foley ends his foreword is he said that DDP believed in me long after I stopped believing in myself, and I'm pretty certain he believes in you too. Read this book and find out why. And honestly, the way this book is written, there is no doubt that the reason DDP created this program was to help other people. And one of the things he talks in there, and he's talking about how it's, if you're somebody who says I can't or whatever, you're part of this wall situation. And he says, I believe walls exist to separate those who want something badly enough from those who don't. And what he means by that is, if you're somebody who really, really wants it, there is no wall in your way. You push, you push, you push, you push, you push. If you're somebody who sort of wants it, but, it's taking a lot of work, or you're having to try to figure out how to, like, prioritize things, and you just, things are getting in your way, which has been me up until now, I would say, then you're on the other side of the wall, because you're never going to get past that border of what needs to happen for you to make the change in your life. And I think for me, that really just kind of hit home as, this invisible wall that we put in front of ourselves in so many situations, not just weight loss. And, I just kind of thought about it, and I was like, I'm like, it's true, though, because so many times we let ourselves down on different things that we want, because we can't see a path. And yet there's other people who are in the same situation as us who somehow suddenly see that path and go, go, go. And it's because they don't give up. They don't let themselves get overwhelmed. If they do get overwhelmed, they pull back, they take a breath, and they push forward again. And it's all about wanting and knowing how to do the work. I mean, that's like the biggest part of it. Now, the biggest thing that DDP says in this book that is so super important for anybody looking at this program or any program to change their life. And that is, it says, I can provide the tools of the change. The people have to change themselves. Like, DDP cannot come here every day and be like, hey, work out today. You can't text us and be like, did you work out? Are you eating right? Did you do this? Did you do that? No, that is my job to constantly self-monitor and make sure I'm doing my workout. Make sure I'm, excuse me, make sure that I'm eating the right foods, that I'm paying attention to my scale, paying attention to my body. There's a lot of different things. Some people can work out really hard. On the group today, I saw a guy, and he's like, couldn't figure out why I wasn't losing weight. Like, I'm working out so hard every single day, and he's got a lot less weight to lose than I do. But he's like, I was working out every day, and I plateaued. I couldn't lose any weight. I couldn't figure out why. Well, what ended up happening was he was working out so hard, he was having muscle pain every day. And he wasn't giving his body time to rest and repair. He kind of was like, I realized I have to start taking some days off in order to make my body get better. And he did that, and he immediately started going back to losing weight. It's all about listening to our bodies, listening to, what we're told from the program, and then we have to implement our own life. And the way I implement it is not going to be the same way you implement it. We're all going to do it a little bit different. The difference is this program is kind of like the core of something. So you have this core program, and how everybody works it makes their own design. And you do the workout, you follow the workout, but otherwise what you do outside of that and how hard you work and how much intensity you put into it is your responsibility. And the next thing that really got me in this book, and it's in the first chapter, is first of all, he did a Michael Jordan quote, which was, you must expect great things of yourself before you can do them. And I never really thought about that and about how it's very true. Like, if you expect to fail, you're probably going to fail. If you expect to rock something and knock it out of the park, you are going to rock something and knock it out of the park. And he starts off that chapter by saying, if you knew that your success was guaranteed, what would you do? He says, you can't fail. I'm just going to paraphrase. And, if you said I'd be thin, I'd have a better job, I'd have the most amazing love life, it's cool, but that's not the question that you're being asked. Like, he's not asking what you would be or what you would have. He's asking what you would do. Because the thing of it is, you can say, I want to have $1 million. Well, that's cool. Lots of people would like that. What are you going to do to get that? So if you know you can get $1 million, but you have to do something to get it. You can't just say, well, I'm going to find somebody to give it to me. Like, that's not a plan. It's not an answer. So, taking that moment and kind of being like, hey, you know what? What are the things I'd like to do? Okay, well, I'd like to get my college degree. Well, what did you do to get there? Well, I need to go back to school. Well, how do I get to go back to school? Well, I need to look for scholarships. I need to, hopefully, when I lose a little more weight, be able to go back to work where I have an income. And be able to afford the classes. Maybe start out just taking one class. Maybe start out taking 2 classes. Depends on what I can afford. But put money aside every week when I get paid for 6 months or so. See how much money I have when I'm done. And go ahead and send it in and pay for classes. I want to change my lifestyle. So what did I do for that? I threw out everything that wasn't healthy in my house. I just started learning new ways to cook foods. I've slowly implemented pantry items that I need. So what we do is, instead of buying everything you might need for a paleo pantry, we've come up with a list of recipes. We've done a list of recipes. And then the next step has been Okay, we have the list of recipes. Now what do we need? What do we have? And so we compare. Then we have this list of things we didn't have yet, and we buy those. That way, eventually, we're gonna be like, oh, do we have all this stuff? Oh, look at that. We have everything but the meat. And that's the way we're working it out, because we're not rich by any flex of the words. There are days where my husband looks at me and goes, this bill's gonna be late. We are not rich. I desperately need to have a car so that I can get out of this house and go somewhere during the day. My husband leaves to work so early in the morning that I'm usually fast asleep, and I have tried getting up to try to take the van so that I have the van, and I just can't do it because I have issues with going to sleep at night, which I'm still working on. And so for me, it's kind of a struggle because I want to go out and do things during the day while my husband's at work, but I can't. So buying another car is something that we need to start looking into. But right now, we just can't afford it. So there's a lot of things I would like to do, but, we can't do them. So as far as, the Paleo Pantry, in the beginning, I was finding recipes that used a lot of the same products so that we could go out and buy avocado oil and this and that and have it in the house, but it worked for 5 recipes. So I was trying to find stuff that was similar. And so that's how you can implement in a paleo diet or something new. I think I'm going to try to shorten this down a little bit, and I'll try to do an update once a week of stuff in the book that I feel like needs to be discussed, or I feel like might help someone else. But I highly suggest just buying the book because there's a lot more than what I'm mentioning it in this. I'm just mentioning a sentence out of 3 or 4 pages. And there's a lot more breakdown into how you can better your life and finding your inspiration in yourself. And I mean, one of the things he references a lot is that, this whole thing's a test. The book, your life, your it's all work. Everything is work. And I think the problem that a lot of us have is we think everything should be easy. And if my son was here, he would yell out like your mom, because he's a 20-something-year-old. Anyhow, and but I mean, we want life to be easy, and I mean, I get that. I would love life to be easy. That would be amazing, but it's just not. It's not how it works out. And I think overall, the one thing I have to say that I am the most thankful for, the most I don't know, maybe I'll understand. I just feel like since I started this program, I have been able to work through things in myself one step at a time, just to even though my counselor and I had talked about it and I felt like I had a good grasp on it, I felt like I've really been able to take the time to see things for what they are and start being honest with myself about, where my place is in it. Whether it's something that is bad in my life that I think, well, how much of it is my fault? And I've been owning my crap. I've been owning the things that I haven't done right, owning the ways that I've done things wrong, and owning who I am. I just feel like at the end of the day, when I look in the mirror every day or into this video camera every day, I like the person I'm looking at more and more. And I didn't even realize I didn't like her that much sometimes. There's days where I didn't realize I was mad at myself, or I, whatever. And I've found that because I like myself more, it has gotten way easier for me to hold myself accountable day to day with working out, day to day with eating right. Like today for lunch, had a kale salad, and I love that salad. And it comes with dressing, but I don't use it. I just put the berries and the nuts on it. And it's, just overall, I think it is so easy for our lives to be it's so easy for us to look at our lives and be like, this sucks in my life, and that sucks in my life, and that sucks in my life. We never stop to ask ourselves, well, why does that suck? what part did we play in that sucking? Like, there's so many things we need to look at in ourselves about any situation in our life. And if it's somebody else doing something to us, why do they have that power? So, y'all have a great day. Thank you for watching this far. Subscribe to make sure that you get my updates. Hit the notification. And if you could put a like there, I just found out that makes a big difference in whether or not people are seeing my message. And as I'm losing this weight, I really hope that I can bring some other people along with me. So have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Tomorrow's DDP.